Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 2v2. That's right, a 2v2 in Crossing in the Woods. Our heroes today are going to be HansMoleman, playing as the Soviets in the blue, and his ally in the yellow is going to be stevebud. And opposing them is going to be none other than members from the mTw clan, starting off with Siberian in the red. We're actually going to open up this so you can see that it is actually Siberian. And then in the pink, we have VonIvan. So this is a rather amazing looking team, I gotta say. I'm not gonna go through the ranks of everybody, but I'm just gonna highlight the most impressive one, VonIvan, that we're looking at right now. His rank in 2v2s for the Soviet is number 3, and for Germans, it's number 2. So top 10 player right here in 2v2s and 1v1s, because the Soviet is 3 in 1v1 and 8 for the Germans in 1v1. So yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, right? Okay, well anyways, let's go ahead and close this out because it looks ugly, and we'll just continue along their way. So we see that VonIvan sends his piles over to the left-hand side and puts barbed wire over the sandbags on the opposing side so that his enemy cannot benefit from that cover against them, which is very nice to see. Over on the far right-hand side, we have a engagement. Pyos opening up on the conscripts. The conscripts try to rush forward towards the house, taking the back path here behind the log, but unfortunately they are unable to beat the pioneers into the house, and HansMoleman is forced to back off, so Siberian getting an early win down there. Grenadiers at a distance, getting some nice damage off on those conscripts. The conscripts trying to get themselves into some slight cover over here. We do have a Maxim machine gun out on the field for HansMoleman, as we saw both Soviet players opening up with tier 1. I mean, not tier 1, tier 2. HansMoleman going for only one Maxim machine gun, while his ally stevebud went for 2 Maxim machine guns. Both of them actually getting conscripts, with HansMoleman getting a second conscript instead of the second Maxim. Combat engineers move themselves into position to capture the point. MG42 trying to stop the conscripts as they Ura cross the arc of fire. Conscripts get themselves behind the MG42 for Siberian, and they force away. Now getting the Soviets a victory over on the right-hand side. Left-hand side, we do have conscripts trying to hold off Grenadiers as the Maxim machine gun moves in and sets up to fire at the Grens. Behind the Maxim machine gun, however, a second Gren squad is moving in and will be able to get the flank on that Maxim machine gun. The Maxim machine gun will try to hold on as it provides support fire there for the Grenadier squad, or well, for the conscript squad. On top of the Grenadier squad, right in front of it, the Grenadier squad down to 1 man, forced to retreat. The Grenadiers do get behind the Maxim machine gun, killing 2 of its members. It did manage to capture the point. It's circling around for some reason, not being very effective in its movement, but the conscripts do close the distance, getting some more damage in on the Grens. And then we see an MG42 coming out for VonIvan, and the conscripts Ura past its arc of fire, get themselves behind. MG42 does open up on the Maxim machine gun. The Maxim machine gun manages to get the suppression first on the MG42. However, with the Pyos closing the distance, the Maxim machine gun is forced to retreat. The conscripts are behind the MG42, getting some damage on it, and it does force the retreat. So nice engagements back and forth on both sides of the map. The right-hand side has now fallen for the Soviet forces, as a lot of Grens are now on the field. This Gren squad ended up getting suppressed there by the Maxim machine gun, but the Maxim machine gun is forced to retreat as well. More Maxim machine guns on the field for HansMoleman, as he did lose his combat engineers at some point. Not exactly sure where, but we only have 2 conscripts and 2 Maxims left. And we now have mortars on the field for Siberian. So the German players going for their Doctrines already. Actually, all players going for the Doctrines. So let's go ahead and go through the motions there. So HansMoleman, the blue player, went for counterattack tactics. We have stevebud, the yellow player, going for guard mortar coordination tactics. Siberian, the player in the red, going for Jaeger armor doctrine. And lastly, VonIvan in the pink is assault support doctrine. So there you go. Those are the Doctrines. Conscripts over on the right-hand side, again getting a flank nicely on that MG42, forcing it away. So the Soviets managed to recover territory over on the right-hand side. We do still have a Grand Squad capturing that fuel, but with Maxim machine guns moving in its direction, it will probably have to retreat. Left-hand side, it looks like VonIvan has dominated the territory and is now recapturing the territory with all his troops. We have Grens all over the place, MG42s as well. And yeah, let's talk about the compositions. We have tier 1 down for both German players. We have 3 Grents and 2 MG42s for pink. We have 3 Grents, 1 MG42, and a mortar for red. And the Soviets have not really changed much besides their conscripts and maxi machine guns. We do have 3 conscripts on the field for HansMoleman, getting himself another combat engineer as he did lose his original one. But no additional tech so far for either side. Maxi machine gun providing some nice supporting fire there on those conscripts in the center. Conscripts have taken quite a beating, down to 3 men. The Grand Squad did also lose 1 more man. There it goes, down to 2. Is forced to retreat. The mortar is mortaring, not hitting anything just yet. Or has it actually hit anything? It's on the field. It does have 2 kills to its name, so it has had a little bit of an impact. Grand Squad's nearby for support. Right hand side, Grants are forced to retreat. Conscripts push forward towards the fuel. The mortar probably going to be opening up on them. And conscript squad Uras away from the MG42, although the MG42 does manage to get some shots off through these hedges, this little hill here, and the conscripts do get suppressed and are forced to retreat. Behind the lines, we do see a pilot squad sneaking to get a cap on that point. That point will disconnect the right-hand side resources if it is lost, but a combat engineer squad was nearby to stop it and forces away the pilot squad. Far right, the members are still capturing, even though we do have a mortar nearby that can open up, but it's not currently doing so. And on the left-hand side, we see a maxi machine gun pushing for stevebud, trying to support the conscript squad that is currently suppressed by something. What suppressed it? We do have an MG42 over on the right-hand side. Conscript squad is now back in action. Not sure what was suppressing it, but the maxi machine gun in the center is now pinned down, so it's not really having any effect. We'll probably need to retreat. Left-hand side, more maxi machine guns pushing forward, getting a nice little angle here on the fuel, but not managing to hit anything in there. And center map, we have S minefields getting cleared out by the combat engineers of stevebud, so nice usage there of his minesweepers. Conscripts engaging Garans over on the right-hand side, as we do have now 2 mortars being produced, or well, 1 already on the field, the second one being produced for VonIvan for the left-hand side. Nice shot there by the mortar. Does a lot of damage to the conscript squad. The Grins did also take quite a bit of damage, but they hold strong and they back off. Did the mortar actually get any friendly kills there? No, actually the shot was dead on. It hit on the other side of the sandbag and killed only Soviet infantry. Conscripts on the right-hand side laid down a sandbag wall, managing to get themselves some heavy cover, although some men are outside of the wall, one of them in front, getting them suppressed as the MG42 opens up on them. However, the maxi machine gun does pull up and gets a pin down on the MG42, removing its effectiveness. So even though it will continue to shoot, the conscripts do end up breaking the suppression because a pin down MG is unable to actually provide any suppression bonuses or anything like that. So even though it shoots, it doesn't actually do anything. But I guess they couldn't really pin it down and make it so it doesn't shoot. So anyways, maxi machine gun on the left, on the center, forces Grand Squad to retreat from capturing that point. We do have tier 3 down for HansMoleman, and he gets himself a half-track. Half-track now on the field, immediately getting upgraded with the anti-air package. That will help in both ways, obviously. It's not really going to help too much against the cluster bomb or fragmentation bomb and the bombing run that can get called in by the Germans, but there is the strafing ability for VonIvan, and it could potentially shoot that down, but more likely than not, it is going to be used for the anti-infantry capabilities. There it goes. Anti-air package gets upgraded, and shots fly. MG42 getting flanked, or well, not flanked, but rushed here by conscripts, forced to retreat. And the right-hand side flank falls completely for the German forces as all the troops are forced to retreat. Siberian has built himself tier 2 and got himself a half-track. However, the half-track is no match for the anti-air half-track for the Soviets. That anti-air weapon does a lot of damage to the German half-track and can take it down very quickly, while the German half-track doesn't really have any reply to that. It has the ability to upgrade for flamethrowers and deal massive damage to infantry, but not towards the half-track. And you can see there the half-track has taken quite a bit of damage. It's already down to about 25% strength. Mortar shots continue to fly. The conscripts should be able to get reinforced on the fly here by its ally. There they go. Half-track does move out of the way. Does not allow the conscripts to continue to you know, to fully reinforce, but, you know, a little bit is better than nothing, right? Half-track moves back across the channel, the little river stream here. And the conscripts do end up retreating, although not sure why they fully retreated. Maybe he wanted to retaliate over on the left-hand side, as we see that VonIvan has fully conquered the left-hand side territories, with the exception of the center point. But, well, this is not the left, so... There we go. Grants capture the point. So the map has been divided essentially in half across the main road. One side of the main road is for the Soviets, one side is for the Germans. All other points are currently in control for the other armies, with the exception of this point right now, as conscripts are pushing forward and battling to try to recover it. We do have a stolen MG42 that is being used against the German forces, while the anti-air half-track continues to push forward, doing quite a bit of damage, almost getting veterancy 1 now. Conscripts push forward, getting range for an 18-8. No, they do not. No 18-8s have been acquired for HansMoleman, so he will not be able to get the half-track. And a little bit of a stutter there. Sorry about that. Conscripts decapping that road. Continue to push forward. We do have a pack on the field. It manages to get a nice shot off there on the Soviet half-track. The Soviet half-track backs off, getting some nice shots off at a distance at the German half-track, doing a lot of damage, and the Soviet half-track moves out of the way and stays alive. We do have a mortar here abandoned. Can get easily recovered there by those grants and reinforced, since the half-track is nearby. We do have Maxim machine guns and an AT gun covering the center bridge. While on the left-hand side, more conscripts and nice lead there by the combat engineers. Combat engineers leading with the sweepers, getting rid of those minefields that are very pesky and very popular. And there they go. They're doing quick work, and the minefield is now cleared. Back at base, VonIvan has not actually gotten anything himself. He calling in some Opel Blitz, and that's the only thing he has as far as vehicles. I'm assuming either he is going to be just calling in, or he's skipping Tier 2 altogether. Maybe all the way to Tier 4, we'll see. Right-hand side, we see a big push here from combined forces, combined grens from both players, supported by the half-track and the pack gun pushing forward, making sure that that Soviet half-track is kept at bay. The Maxim machine gun is unable to pin down everything, just floods of infantry in front of it. One Grenadier squad did get suppressed, but it is unable to stop all of them. That was actually a stolen MG42, in fact, not a Maxim machine gun. Maxim machine guns do set themselves up across the river, shooting at the infantry right across the stream, getting the pin down on that Grand squad. The Maxim machine gun did take quite a beating, down to 3 men, is forced to retreat. Right-hand side, no more opposition. Center map, we do have conscripts trying to go for the cap of that point. Grand squad's engaging them. Is supported by an AT gun, and that is about it. The AT gun may help, but the conscripts do end up taking a lot of damage as a rifle nade lands on top of them and brings him down to 1 man. Quite of an effective nade there. You can see the carnage that it did. A lot of men dead there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Yeah, that was quite impressive. And on the far left-hand side, the conscripts do end up running into an MG42 and are forced to retreat. Mortars, 120mm mortar on the field for stevebud. Getting some long-range support there. Second one on the field also supporting the right-hand side. Nice little combination there. Generally speaking, 2v2s are, for the most part, individual 1v1s, just separated on each side of the map. But when they combine the forces is when it looks pretty awesome. So you can see here that both Siberian and VonIvan are focusing on the right-hand side, combining their forces to be able to push and recover territory, while on the left-hand side, all that's left is a mortar and an MG42. The MG42 fell. The mortar is the only thing still there, so they are conceding that side of the territory. But at the same time, we have HansMoleman and stevebud focusing on this side. We see a strafing run on top of infantry. The anti-air half-track is potentially capable of taking it down. We'll see if he manages to do so. Unable to really get many shots off on that plane. You see the infantry getting suppressed on this side. The half-track still not able to take down that plane. there it goes. So anyways, big engagement over here on this right-hand side. We have conscripts and massive amounts of machine guns just set up across the field, trying to stop the advancing infantry. VonIvan forced to retreat his Grents and backing off with his MT-42 as he is unable to win any additional ground here. Conscripts are forced to retreat as well. Not sure they were forced to, but they did retreat anyways. And on the left-hand side, we now see VonIvan retaking the initiative and trying to recapture some territory as Grents just retreat through the territory. Grents pushing forward all the way to this strategic point, gonna decap the or cut off the fuel on the left-hand side by doing so. But it does run into a Maxim machine gun. The Maxim machine gun will get it suppressed. There goes the suppression, but they do manage to decap the point, denying those resources. Half-track moving over to the left-hand side, gonna be supporting. No, it's actually going into the center. No, it is going to the left-hand side, but it just stopped a little bit short. Maxim machine gun retreating from the right-hand side as, again, we now have a bunker on the field for Siberian. Will this be medic, reinforcement, or MG? MG it is. By the position, probably was going to be MG. If you were going to have anything for reinforcements or medic, probably a little bit further behind, you know, not too in the line of fire. Maxim machine gun moving over to the left-hand side, center map. Maxim machine gun pushing forward with conscript support. MG-42 in the middle of the bridge, trying to stop it. The conscripts are getting suppressed. The Maxim machine gun getting a pin down on that MG-42, allowing the troops to push forward. Second Maxim machine gun moving in to support. Gonna get some nice angle there. Gonna get those Panzer Grenadiers stopped. Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward. Rifle nade does go off on the Maxim machine gun, doing a lot of damage there by that Grand Squad. MG-42 is forced to pack up. Nasty mortar shot there on the conscript, forces to pack off. MG-42 also backs off as well. And we see a combat group getting called in for stevebud as a... what is it? The KV-1 also gets called in for HansMoleman. So we now have heavier tanks, and we have a howitzer for HansMoleman. Very nice. Not see that weapon being built. T-34-85s moving over to the right-hand side, running into the Grens. The Grens really unable to stop them. We do have a pack on the field, but it's across the river, so it's a little bit off range right now. We'll be able to stop those T-34s from advancing, however. The pack-on is moving itself to a different position still. Pioneer squad's getting battered there. Strafing run getting called in on something. T-34s now getting shot at by the pack gun. One of them now down to about half health. Is forced to back off. The pack gun will turn its sights on the second tank. Second gun takes... Okay. Did it actually kill anything? No. Well, I was wondering if the half-track would shoot down any planes. It did. But it crashed into the base. Doing a little bit of splash damage there to the buildings. A heavy damage there to that... MG bunker, but they stay alive, so they're fine. So back at base, yeah, VonIvan's still not going for any additional tech, so I'm assuming he's just going to be calling in Tigers once he can. Back at base, no additional tech for stevebud, as he is just calling in those T-34-85s. And on the left-hand side, we have the KV-1 pushing across the field as the T-34-85 moves in to support it. It is the one that is slightly damaged, not the one that is heavily damaged, which was back at base. It's now fully repaired, so it's back in working order, but there's only one tank on the field right now for stevebud. Center map. Mortars, Panzer Grenadiers with Shreks. Getting assaulted from all angles. MG-42 in the center, trying to take the point as it gets stopped by Maxim machine guns. Maxim machine guns getting suppressions off on it, but it is still able to capture the point, although pin down may go down at the last second. No, manages to capture the point. Nice cap there. Maxim machine gun moving over to the left-hand side a little bit. T-34 pushes over on the right-hand side. Do we have anything here to stop the T-34 for the German forces? No, we don't. We have a pack on near the center, moving in that direction to stop that. The MG bunker may actually fall to the T-34-85, although T-34-85 is now getting shot by the pack-on. Second shot goes off by the pack-on. The T-34 engages the bunker. The pack-on still has an angle. No longer has an angle on T-34-85. T-34-85 takes down the bunker and opens up the right-hand side flank and victory point. We do do still have a half-track on the field. The half-track is shooting at that plane. Plane is coming in for a strafing run. The half-track notices it, and down goes the plane once again, crashing into the middle of the battlefield, not doing anything to anybody. KV-1 moving around in the center. The pack guns are moving over to the right-hand side. One is covering the angle on the right-hand side as this T-34 took a little bit of damage, but is still alive. The one on the left-hand side also taking some more damage, as there is another pack gun that is around here, moving over to the right-hand side. Something got called in. Aha! A Tiger gets called in for VonIvan. So VonIvan finally adding his own tank to the engagement. Siberian not really having anything as far as vehicles go. He does have that half-track, and that's about it. KV-1 able to push up and engage the Tiger head-on, as it is a heavy tank, so it's able to absorb a lot of damage. Not a very strong weapon, so it's not going to be doing a lot of damage to it, but, you know, it's able to see it and stay alive. Marked vehicle going down on the Tiger. The Tiger is across the river, so it will take some damage, but considering what is on the field and the T-34-76 will not be able to do much. Holy, what the hell? Oh, an artillery strike there by the B-4. Ooh, that was very nice. Actually nails the Tiger, doing massive amounts of damage. Almost takes it out completely. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, that was amazing. I'm going to keep an eye on this weapon. Already 12 kills to its name, 12 of those being infantry. Center map, T-34-85 manages to get the kill on the half-track, taking a lot of punishment there by the pack gun. It's forced to back off down to about 25% strength, maybe. Conscripts URA forward with their ability, which is for Mother Russia, which lets them run for 60 seconds, essentially. They will get exhausted afterwards, but it allows the infantry to come back out into the field very quickly. The Maxim machine guns also as well running. Conscripts running over to the left-hand side to support their troops. And it does also provide them a combat boost, I should say. An armor boost, so it's not a bad ability. Left-hand side, Maxim machine gun. We see something getting called in over here on the left-hand side. Pinning down the Maxim machine gun, removing its offensive bonuses there on the weapon. Conscripts capturing on the right-hand side. Center map, we see an MG42 trying to recap that point as a exhausted MG42 is opening up on it. T-34-85s pushing forward on the left-hand side. We do have a second combat group already on the field for stevebud. So he now has 4 tanks to his name. That is a very strong ability, or well, not ability, but fairly strong composition there. Pack guns getting flanked over here. We see a pack gun from a distance shooting, as well as we have an elephant on the field. Oh, ram goes off there by HansMoleman on the elephant. Only manages to get a crew shock. The elephant is still online. T-34-85 moves in to try to engage the elephant, doing some damage to it on the side. Goes for another ram, gets the hit. Another crew shot goes off, and the T-34-85 goes down. Very unlucky crits there for the Soviets, as the elephant, well, just stays alive and unfazed. It has taken some damage, but it shoots off at a distance, doing a lot of damage there to those tanks. That T-34-85 gets brought down to about half health. And we see the KV-1 actually going head-on against the elephant, actually able to engage it, as it does stay alive enough to you know, take a shot, but well, it's moved too far behind the lines with no exit route and ends up getting destroyed. Combat engineers push forward on top of the elephant. The elephant now getting shot at by T-34-85s. T-34-85 is doing some nice damage onto it, as it is currently marked, but away go the mark ability. 18-8 goes off by a conscript squad, does not get the crit, only bounces off the surface. And we now see another Tiger getting called onto the field for VonIvan, as he did lose his An amazing shot goes off, however, from the B4. Nails the the elephant, and down it goes. B4 getting 2 kills, 2 vehicle kills to its name now. Tiger still on the field, pushing forward. We see another T-34 getting produced for HansMoleman, as his KV-1 did end up dying. Still 3 T-34-85s on the field for stevebud, so he is in a good spot there as far as vehicles goes. He does need to repair them, however, but should be fine. Oh, that was a very nice shot. Right at the last second, as a bombing strike went off and hit the B4 howitzer, but it nails the Tiger, bringing it down to very low amounts of health with a damaged engine. It's at about 25% strength. A rush here from tanks would finish it off and would be very powerful for the Soviet forces to be able to deal with this. T-34-76 is pushing forward. Is it actually going to go for the ram on the Tiger? It needs to, because it's going to die otherwise, although it decides to back off instead after taking a barrage there. T-34-85 moves in to catch up, shoots off at a distance on the Tiger. T-34-76 getting some more damage off on it from the Tiger and the Shreks, but they decide to back off as it's still alive. Probably another howitzer going to be built by HansMoleman, as it was very strong for him in half. Not sure if he has enough resources to do so, though. No, he needs more manpower. Left-hand side, Opel Blitz getting shot at or destroyed by a T-34-85 that's currently way behind the enemy lines. Grenadier squad moves in its direction, but does not get in range for a Faust. And the Maxim machine gun over here by this point gets pinned down by a strafing run, but, well, stays alive. Tiger moves all the way further back. Stays alive. Conscript still Ura forward. Gonna get another 18-8 off on that Tiger. The Tiger gets a damage bounced off the frontal armor, but it stays alive. Conscript squad down to 1 man, forced to retreat, and the 18-8 goes off once again, and it eliminates the Tiger. A squad right there gets a kill on a Tiger worthy of veterancy, and they're almost veterancy too because of that, with only 4 kills to its name. Conscript squad uses for Mother Russia to get past the MG, well, the LMG on that Grand squad, doing a lot of damage, and the exhaustion hits in at the last second. Nice little pickup there for HansMoleman. Very risky, but he did manage to get the kill on that Tiger, which was empirical. Essential, I guess. Not empirical. But, yeah, very nice, very nice. Still 3 T-34-85s on the field for stevebud, as the 76 one is also on the field. Another howitzer gun getting produced here for HansMoleman. Let's keep an eye on that one, see if it works out. Left-hand side, the elephant still on the field, getting some nice... Actually, no. I would have assumed some nice damage on the vehicles, but no, the vehicles are quite fine. It's just getting some shots off on the conscripts, but the elephant is really not able to do much to them. Mark vehicle goes down on the elephant. The howitzer gun turns its sights as it continues to be produced. Actually, taking quite a while. I didn't know it took that long to build it, but makes sense. Right-hand side, T-34-85 combat group moving together with some infantry. We have conscripts nearby. Gonna run into the MG-42 and some Pios, so no opposition on this side. Opel Blitz is also there. The elephant is turning its gun towards the approaching tanks. The howitzer gun still not done producing, and there it goes. It's now online. Can turn its sights and try to hit the elephant. We'll see if it manages to do so. Conscripts pushing forward, running into those LMG-equipped Gurens with some Panzer Grenadiers for support. Elephant getting some shots off at a distance at T-34-85, so we see the howitzer shooting. Is it actually going to nail the elephant? No, actually it missed. It hit over here. I guess a little bit too far away to be completely accurate. So the elephant manages to stave off 1 shot for now. It does still need to... take 40 seconds. T-34-76 pushes through the front. Just gets shot by the elephant and gonna go for the ram. Does get the ram, but only manages to achieve a cruise shock on the elephant, and it will die. There it goes. Conscripts push forward. Gonna get in range for an 18-8 on that elephant. Elephant gets 18-8'd, but it just bounces off the heavy armor and stays alive. Elephant moving over to the left-hand side. It looks like it may want to disengage, although there is a Very heavily damaged KV-1 here for HansMoleman. It's immobilized. The elephant can't destroy it. Takes a shot. It actually misses its first shot, so that's very lucky there for HansMoleman. We see the howitzer about to come back online. Can it get a shot off on that elephant? The shot does go off. KV-1 gets destroyed. And the elephant takes a little bit of splash damage. It misses. So, but it is at about 80% strength. Right hand side, Maxim machine gun trying to stop the approaching Panzer Grenadiers and Grenz. Panzer Grenadiers can throw a bundle nade. There goes the bundle nade right on top of the Maxim machine gun. Nice positioning. Will do quite a bit of damage. There we go. 3 men killed, 3 men remaining. We'll still hold strong, but Maxim machine guns are unable to stop it completely. T-30-45 on the right hand side, getting some nice damage there on that Gren squad. Gren squad down to 1 man. Can he make it out? I think it'll make it out. T-30-45 moves up, and no shot goes off, so it makes it out. Unit count is rather low for both sides. Well, actually no, for the Germans, I should say. Half track getting eliminated here for HansMoleman as the elephant snipes it off at extreme distances. Howitzer, however, once again turning its sights. It's probably aiming straight at that elephant. Here comes the shot, and it lands far behind. Mark vehicle does go down on the elephant. Are we going to see a rush here by the T-30-45s? Well, the elephant has its sights on the T-30-45, so it will not be able to get the jump on it. Nice demolition charge on the left-hand side for right hands. T-30-45 forcing that to retreat. Elephant taking quite a bit of damage here as it is set up behind AT gun. AT gun getting some damage at the rear armor of the elephant. Conscripts push forward. AT gun takes a shot and down goes the elephant. A very, very critical pickup here for the Soviet forces as we now have no German armor on the field. That is unfortunate here for the Germans. We are reduced to 2 Grens and a pack gun for Siberian. Pack gun moving over on the left-hand side. And I guess a mortar. Mortar squad is retreating. And VonIvan is a little bit better off with an Opel Blitz. But he has, what, 2 Grand squads? Well, actually, not really that better off, as he has 3 Pio squads. So, yeah, those will help Cap, but they're not going to help fight. And he has 2 mortars to his name, so a little bit of indirect fire. The howitzer just wrecking the indirect fire mortars there with its very accurate shot. Conscripts in the center getting pinned down. Mortars all over the place. And the conscript in the center will probably go down here as it does not look like it's going to retreat on time. Does hit retreat. Can he make it out? Looks like he's going to make it out. The Maxim machine guns are pinned down, so they are ineffective. We have another half-track on the field with anti-air capabilities getting upgraded to try to stop those strafing runs, which is very nice. Pack gun taking a shot at that T-30-45. 2 shots, and it actually misses both of them. That is quite unfortunate there for Siberian. The T-30-45s are once again back on the field, so we have 2 combat groups completely on the field. This T-30-45 did take quite a beating, lost its main gun, but it's now back in working order, although it's not back to full strength, but the weapon is back online. And the combat group, or new combat group on the right-hand side, is just pushing away the infantry, so I don't think that there's much that the Germans can do at this point. Victory points are down to 96 for the Germans, still 270 for the Soviets, so a nice buffer there. KV-1 getting called into the field for HansMoleman, as we see Gren squads getting produced for Siberian. No, not VonIvan, I mean. Siberian still not having much left. He does have a lot of manpower and some fuel. He may be holding off to try and get another elephant, potentially. I don't know what he's trying to do, but we'll see.
The enemy has 75 points remaining. You appear suited for command. Contact.
Shots flying into the
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
left-hand side. T-34s with the support of a KV-1 just continue to push forward. Demolition charge not getting detonated there on top of that Pio squad. But the Pio squad goes down anyways to a nicely placed shot there by the KV-1. We do have a pack 1 on the field for VonIvan, but it's looking in the wrong direction as all 3 tanks are on the other side of it. And the combat engineers are nearby to sweep for mines, but they're not leading the charge. pack gun getting stopped there. Right hand side, Grants just run straight into a mine and get eliminated. Pack gun following up, but not really able to do much. Half-track is on the field. The pack gun actually ended up moving at the last second, but would have been able to get a shot off on that half-track. The half-track continues to move around, getting a circle strafe off on the infantry, doing a lot of damage. Down goes the pack gun. The Grunt squads are just the only thing left there. On the right-hand side for Siberian, and GG gets dropped by Moleman. GG well played, and that is game over. So very nice game, very effective. That B8 was quite a beast. It does a lot of damage to tanks, and just eliminated that elephant very quickly both times, and the Tiger's just not having any luck over here. But yeah, very nicely played. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.